Hello, grade 1. Today we are going to continue with Stella Luna and writing some sentences. Today's topic is we're going to learn about compound sentences. So let's look at our learning intention and success criteria today. So our learning intention is we are learning to write compound sentences using a joining word. So I'll tell you what compound sentences are in a minute. I know that you will be successful if you can meet our success criteria, which is capital letters like a simple, finger spaces, again like a simple sentence. I've drawn a little picture here that looks like this. So this is when you have a joining word to join one and two sentences together. So a joining word, joining your sentences together, a full stop, some punctuation at the end of your sentence, and at the end of everything, you reread it to make sure it makes sense. So there's a lot more to our success criteria today, and I'm going to model that for you now. So a compound sentence is when you have one sentence and another sentence and you've joined it together using a joining word in the middle. The joining words we're looking at today are and, because, but, and so. And, because, but, and so. I'm going to give you some examples now. And here we go. I went to the shop and got some vegetables. Join them together. You've made the sentence a bit longer. It's now compound. I went to the shop and got some vegetables. You've got your sentence. It's now compound. Let's look at because. Oh, I've got one. I went home early because I was not feeling well. So you've got one sentence, joining word, another sentence, and you've joined them together. I went home early because I was not feeling well. Next one. But. What's one for but? Oh, I've got one. Teachers are at school, but students are at home. You've got your two sentences joined together with a joining word in the middle. Teachers are at school, but students are at home. And the last one is so. I put my hat on so I could go in the sun. So you've got I put my hat on, I could go in the sun. You've joined them together. You've joined your two separate sentences together to make one. I put my hat on so I could go in the sun. Okay, moving on to our lesson today, we are going to transform the sentence from last lesson into a compound using one of our joining words. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Lots of bats gathered around to look at Stella Luna. How could I transform that into a compound sentence? I'm going to go back to my picture. Here it is. And let's figure out why she was hanging from the tree and why lots of bats were looking at her. More bats gathered around to see the strange young bat who behaved like a bird. Oh, I wonder if that could be part of my compound sentence. I'm thinking I might use the joining word because to give a reason. So I'm thinking lots of bats gathered around to look at Stella Luna because she was acting like a bird. So lots of bats gathered around to look at Stella Luna because she was acting like a bird. I think that works very well. So my joining word is going to be because. So my last sentence had a full stop at the end. What we need to do is actually move the full stop because we're extending the sentence using our joining word because. So I've taken away the full stop and I'm going to write my joining word because. So this allows me now to join my two sentences together. So here we go. Lots of bats gathered around to look at Stellaluna because, now I need to put the other side of my sentence in, which is she, finger space, was, finger space, acting like a bird. Okay, so I'm going to read my sentence. That's the checking to make sure it makes sense. Lots of bats gathered around to look at Stellaluna because she was acting like a bird. That sounds great. Now I'm going to go back to my success criteria. I've got a capital letter, finger spaces, and I've joined my sentences together. I just need to add my punctuation at the end. Again, a full stop. Alrighty. Lots of bats gathered around to look at Stellaluna because she was acting like a bird. So I've got two separate sentences and I've joined them together with my joining word. Your job now, grade 1, is to look at your sentence and see if you can change it into a compound sentence using one of these words. And, because, but, and so. We're excited to see what you can come up with.